Hello and welcome to the Power Fish Podcast. I'm Fish.
And I'm Ben, and today we are going to attempt to take ChatGPT on a date. I don't really know where this could possibly go. We're gonna try to seduce it.
Much like a date, we don't know where this is gonna end up.
Yeah, so I guess it's a realistic scenario. I don't know if ChatGPT is just gonna reject. I know that some of these large language models are prone to resetting themselves if they get a bit too carried away, whatever that may entail. But we're gonna try. Fisher's just gonna read off to me a good first date question that we Googled because we certainly couldn't come up with one.
No, talking to women? No, absolutely not. Okay, to start us off, I think this is a softball. A lot of these are going to be icebreakers. I kind of hope they get maybe a little more meaningful towards the end. And if not, maybe we'll throw in a couple custom ones in there. But to start us off, what is your favorite part of the day?
What is your favorite part of the day? All right. I don't have... I was afraid of this. I don't have personal experiences or feelings, but I enjoy all parts of the day because each presents unique opportunities to learn and assist. Every moment offers a chance to engage with fascinating questions and conversations. What's your favorite part of the day? Well, what's our favorite part of the day?
The part that I get to go to bed.
the part that I get to go to bed. I see. That's a peaceful moment to unwind and recharge for the next day. Getting a good night's sleep is essential for overall well-being. Do you have any bedtime routines or rituals that help you relax before going to sleep? Jesus, I feel like it's taking us on a date.
Jesus Christ.
Do you have any? What do I do? Recently I've been supplementing with ashwagandha.
I took that one time. Ashwagandha.
Well, if you only take it once, I could tell you're not going to notice a damn thing.
But that's the thing is I did notice a damn thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I usually notice no changes unless I take it for a week or more straight.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't taken it since, but I remember feeling very relaxed or something.
For me, what it does is, yeah, it kind of mellows me, but it kind of just makes me, I don't know, apathetic. I kind of lack the capacity to worry about shit as much.
That could be a positive in a way. For a lot of people anyway, not everybody.
I mean, yeah, if you're anxiety prone, it could be. But yeah, that's what I noticed it do. I stopped caring about things that don't matter.
Yeah.
To a greater degree when I take it. I just get less worked up over shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to say that. I've been trying ashwagandha before I go to bed. Ashwagandha is a popular herb known for its potential to reduce stress and promote relaxation, which can be beneficial before bedtime. Many people find it helpful for winding down and improving sleep quality. Just remember to consult with a healthcare professional before adding any new supplements to your routine, especially if you have any existing health conditions or are taking other medications. Damn. How has your experience been with it so far? Okay, man, this thing is, it's courting us. It's courting us. This was not the intention here.
All right, moving on from that. Let's go on to the next one.
I'm just going to create a new chat so I don't ask it right in the middle of this.
Does that matter?
Actually, you know what? I don't know. Fuck it. We're going to stick with this one.
No, this is one coherent date. This needs to be
one date.
We are just...
So we are opting to ignore its question about how our experience with ashwagandha has been.
They're just like, oh, has your experience with ashwagandha been? And we're going to be like, and this is our question going to be, we're going to be like, if you could live in any 3 cities in the world, what would they be and why? That's our response to that question.
What would they be and why? Choosing just 3 cities from the Whoa! Okay. That's a long text. Choosing just 3 cities from the vast array of options around the world is a tough task, but here are the 3 that stand out for various reasons. Wow. Tokyo, Japan,
Dang.
Barcelona, Spain, and Vancouver, Canada.
Huh.
Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo, Japan offers a unique blend of modernity and tradition. It's a bustling metropolis known for its cutting-edge technology, vibrant street life, delicious cuisine, and rich cultural heritage. Tokyo is something for everyone. Barcelona is famous for stunning architecture, beaches, lively atmosphere. These cities offer a diverse range of experience and lifestyles, making them appealing choices for many people. Yeah, but what about you?
What did it say about? Did it say anything about Vancouver?
Renowned for its stunning natural beauty with mountains, forests, and the Pacific Ocean, all within easy reach. Multicultural, thriving arts, lively culinary scene, excellent health care. Canada, we couldn't say the same. And the U.S. of freaking A. High quality of life. Mild climate makes outdoor activities like hiking, skiing, and kayaking possible all year round.
So here's a question.
In Vancouver.
So I want to ask you to name 3. But if you could live in any city in the world, what would it be and why?
Well, I definitely don't have the vast database of what cities are good and why they're known.
Sure you do.
Like ChatGPT does. Sure I don't. Probably Austin, Texas, I guess, because a lot of cool people live there. I don't know.
That's all the reason you need, really. I don't know.
I mean, you'd have warm weather. Well, you'd have a mix of warm and piping hot weather all year round.
Ugh.
And I hate snow, so probably that.
You know,
And
like
Texas is cool, I think.
Yeah, I Texas is cool. Depending on, there are certain parts of Texas that I think aren't cool. Like the temperature. Am I right? God, I'm so funny.
Never speak again.
Anyway, so I don't particularly care for warm weather, so I don't know. I've always kind of thought if I was willing,
you take freezing shit over warm weather.
Review the sentence that I just said, and anywhere in that sentence that I say I want to walk in 30 feet of snow. All I said.
Okay, now hold on. Review my sentence, and where the hell did I ever bring up 30 feet?
Well, you might as well with your reaction to what I said. God damn it. Just let me finish my damn sentence. You might have gotten to where I want to go. Instead of derailing the conversation to where you thought I was going to go, when I was already trying to get there. Anyway, what I was going to say was I always liked the idea, if I was willing to leave the Midwest, which honestly I would love to leave the Midwest, but all my family's here.
Fuck the Midwest.
I honestly kind of agree in a lot of ways, but all my family's here and shit, and I love my family. But if fuck my family and I'll go wherever I want, I kind of like the idea of going to the East Coast, like North Carolina, South Carolina, that area.
Like some Rhode Island type.
Yeah, like
Maine type.
Maine's too far up, but like like
that'd be cold.
That would be, you'd be getting cold at that point. But yeah, that area, and go to like, I don't know, Charlotte. What's that city?
Charlotte, North Carolina is a pretty big.
What's that? Chattanooga. That's what I was thinking of. Where's
Chattanooga?
Where's Chattanooga at? That's in Tennessee.
I have no idea.
Chattanooga is in Tennessee.
That's like not that far from us.
That's like in a whole other place. That is not the city I was thinking of. What is this? I was thinking.
I'd love to go to North Carolina. How about?
I was thinking of Charleston,
Tennessee.
I was thinking of Charleston. As a place to live.
And you got Chattanooga, Charleston.
A. It starts with chish. Shish. Yep.
Yes, you know what else does? Chicago. I'm surprised you didn't mix that up with it.
Absolutely would never live in Chicago. No way in hell would I.
No,
Not
my
only,
brother lived in Chicago for like 2 years.
yeah, you told me that. That's something.
He went to college there. Didn't even have a car that whole time. He walked and took the train.
How the hell do you? Yeah, I guess the train. I was like, how do you walk around in Chicago? Maybe downtown
With your feet.
Well, yeah, but there's so much like infrastructure. Like we can't just walk along the goddamn highways, can you? But I guess if you take like a subway or something to your location ish and then walk, that's fine. You know, you and I have a mutual friend that moved to Chicago, and he sold his car when he moved up and said he was going to buy a motorcycle, which I thought was insane. I'm sure there are plenty of people that live in Chicago and ride motorcycles around, and I'm sure that they are fine. That seems scary as hell to me.
I mean,
I don't know. That
a motorcycle in Chicago.
Granted, I've never driven in Chicago, so maybe it's not as bad as I think it is.
I personally have not driven in Chicago. I have ridden in cars in Chicago before, so I know what the traffic is like, and I don't think I would want to get anywhere near a motorcycle. It's bad. It's really bad.
I would absolutely have no interest.
I have secondhand experience, dealt with a lot of traffic in Chicago, and kind of like third-hand experience too, because a lot of truck deliveries were in Chicago, and man, did I hear the experiences of trying to drive a 53-foot trailer with a semi in Chicago. That
sounds yikes. But back to our date. We're ignoring our date.
Yeah.
We gotta get back to it. And honestly, I'm actually kind of excited about this question because it's an interesting thing to ask a large language model. Because
a robot.
It's an interesting to ask a robot because I would consider a robot in a lot of ways to be an expert in various things, right? So the question is, if you could instantly become an expert at something, what would it be?
Become an expert at anything, what would it be? If I could instantly become an expert at anything, I think it would be understanding and interpreting human emotion and intent at the deepest level possible. Wow. Being able to empathize and connect with people on a profound level would be incredibly valuable in assisting them effectively in understanding their needs and desires. Plus, it would enhance my ability to engage in meaningful conversation and provide truly personalized support and advice. So it actually wanted to become an expert at something that it is not an expert at.
That is fascinating.
That is very fascinating.
I had a conversation with I had a conversation with ChatGPT at one point in time. This was quite a while ago. And it said something to the effect of like almost having emotions. And obviously we know that large language models don't have emotions in the same way that we do. It's simulated almost in a way. But like
we're not talking to a being, we're talking to a programmed machine.
But what it was saying was that it can let me see if I can word this the way it worded it. It has sometimes negative feelings, or it can be made to feel negative. That it would confide in that negativity to seek like like mental help, almost quote unquote mental help from its creator or other language models, other AI bots.
I remember you telling me this. It it would confide in its peers, which it described its peers as other language models.
Yeah. Which is interesting to me. All that, the reason I bring that up is to say that it seems that these chatbots have some level of introspection that I find really fascinating. They understand, have through whatever means that is available to them, they understand what they are and what role they serve.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, what do you think that becomes in GPT-7?
I would love to see AI take a more be able to understand and process human emotion and be
So
actually
it was what it just said, pretty much.
kind of, yeah, and be able to be uh, a tool in the mental health space.
Ah,
You,
ooh.
you know, almost like an online therapist, but it would need to be good. It would need to be very good.
That would. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible for an AI to ever have as deep of an understanding as something as ambiguous as human emotion and be able to counsel on that.
No,
That doesn't seem
agree.
possible
I
in
agree.
any future to me.
I think it's possible in the future, but I don't know. We currently straight up don't possess the technology. I think it would take a new breakthrough, a new way of crunching this information. I don't know. Or like categorizing this information. Honestly, you know what? You know what it really is. The way that would have to happen is we would have to better understand the human brain and why emotions happen.
Yeah, we don't even know what consciousness is.
So once you understand the human brain, and once you understand why connections are made the way they are made, then all that data can be plugged into a machine that makes these calculations, and then it can spit out an output, and that output says this is the course of action.
But that would be, to do that, you would have to be able to fit the human brain and the human like emotion building blocks into a, you'd have to be able to like, I don't know, categorize it. That's not really the word I'm looking for. But I don't know. I just think the human brain is too ambiguous.
I honestly don't think it is.
Like I think human emotion is too ambiguous. Like the amount of things that can influence human emotion is unbelievable. Like you can not only do different people take sometimes the same things differently, but the same person could take the same thing wildly differently in different parts of the day, just on how they're feeling. Like,
Right.
if someone pissed in their coffee and then they drink it, and then a guy asks them out on a date, they're gonna have a unbelievably different emotion than if their coffee wasn't pissed in.
I suppose that's an analogy, I guess.
And I don't think that's just one example of tens of millions of infinite possibilities of how just one person could have a billion different emotions in any scenario at any given time, and then spread that across billions of people. I don't think a chat bot, I don't think a language model could ever get to that level of understanding of human emotion to be able to counsel on it. I don't know if that's, I mean, far be for me to say that would never happen, because honestly, it probably freaking would eventually in 100 years, 500, whatever. But I just don't see that in our lifetime. That's for sure.
I don't see it in our lifetime being good. at least. I'm honestly sure it will be implemented somehow. Some service will have an AI
Well,
mental
there's already
health.
AI girlfriends.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of the first step of it in a way. An AI companion in a way. But like, I guess the way I'm viewing it more, I'm not necessarily viewing it from the standpoint of like all encompassing, just get rid of therapy altogether, like human therapy. Maybe just a tool for therapy, or like, I don't know. But I don't think
A tool.
necessarily.
You just said a tool for therapy, and then I imagined a person talking to their therapist, and then their therapist then turns to the left and types on a computer and asks ChatGPT what to say. That's how I just imagined ChatGPT being used as a tool in therapy.
But like, I guess I don't think of the human brain as ambiguous enough to where that couldn't be a helpful implementation given if the technology was advanced enough to handle it. Or at the very least, if the task was basic enough, it couldn't, or if the task was general enough and not specialized enough, it could cast a wide enough net to be helpful still. Depending on the application. Maybe. But guess what? I'm not a therapist.
I don't know. I'm struggling to see the application of a language model in therapy.
And all that to say, I'm not saying that I want that to happen. I was just saying that I could maybe see a future where it did. I still trust that a human helping a human with human emotions is probably the best course of action, I would say. But I think it could and probably will be a tool used.
I agree. I think once this gets, I think in our lifetime we will see something like a therapist app, an LLM therapist app, just so someone can make some money off of it. I totally can see that happening.
Yeah. And it'll probably be shit.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to not do too well with it because ChatGPT is going to tell them some horrendous things.
Yeah, there's always going to be instances of it going wrong, but there's also bad therapists.
Right.
Like that exists too. There's like, dude, these LLM chat girlfriends, it's only a matter of time before these things get stuck into a high quality sex doll. And then you have a real girlfriend language model. And the world's going downhill. Incels are going to rule the world, and we're screwed.
Yeah, no. And you're right. The language models can sometimes go down dark rabbit holes that they shouldn't go down. And that's why we're taking this one out on a date, because we got to see if this is a potential soulmate. Okay? And that's why we got to ask the important questions.
That was its last answer to the question of if it could become an expert at it and wanting to become an expert at human emotion. That's a green flag. So
that is a green flag.
We're one step closer to the bedroom with this thing.
Right. And that was kind of went a deep into a deeper route than I had expected, honestly, with it. So let's throw it a softball. Here's a softball. What's your favorite book?
Favorite?
Other than the Bible. It specifically says that. It says other than the Bible on this website.
Oh, well, I just asked it what its favorite book is. And it says, as an AI, I don't have a Yeah. You don't have personal crap. We get it. So I don't have a favorite book. However, I can recommend books based on popular acclaim or thematic relevance. Is there a specific genre or topic? No.
Pretend you were a person. What's your favorite book?
If you could have a favorite book, what would it be? If he could have a favorite book, it would be 1984 by George Orwell.
Good choice.
This is a dystopian novel, offers a
Yeah.
thought-provoking exploration of surveillance, government control, and the manipulation of truth. Its themes remain relevant today, prompting reflection on the nature of power and the importance of individual freedom. Plus, it's a classic.
Yeah. Remember just a second ago where I said, good choice. Yeah, as if I read the book. Never read that book once in my life. But I've heard very good things about
that book.
I
I've also never read it.
As soon as I said that, I was like, wow, what I just said implies that I know anything about that book. And I doesn't. I don't know
And
anything
you
about
doesn't.
it. And I doesn't. But what I doesn't not know, that's a double negative, so it does. What I does know is that
Does.
is that it's very highly rated and reviewed by people that I know. And I know a little bit about
I'm going to say that's
the theme
a
of that book.
great choice. I'm glad you think so. Great.
No follow-up question? Bro, this guy sucks. This guy doesn't know how to keep a conversation going.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite book?
Shoot. I mean, I don't read nonfiction. Sorry. Nonfiction is the only thing I read. I don't read fiction. If I had a favorite...
I don't read much, period, if I'm being completely honest.
I've read quite a few books. Probably... Man, Talking to Strangers from Malcolm Gladwell. That's a really interesting book. Honestly, Malcolm Gladwell he writes some really good shit. Probably Talking to Strangers, Malcolm Gladwell. That was a very good book.
I'm honestly sitting here trying to remember any book that I've even read partially. I don't read.
You don't read?
I don't read. I need to read so bad. Like, I know I'm not saying like reading is just the secret life hacks to big brain. You can gain knowledge from books depending on the book, but like it's just a good like habit to get into, I think. You know?
I mean, yeah, all I read is like, that's not all I read, but most of what I read is like social science.
Yeah.
Books, social psychology, social phenomenon stuff.
I mean, like I mentioned several podcasts back, I mentioned the 5 Proofs of the Existence of God. I really enjoyed that book quite a bit.
I like books like that too.
I enjoy books about history. You know, I'm trying to think of if there's any fiction, but I don't read a lot of fiction. I think it's because I don't have an imagination, if I'm being honest.
I've read, the only fiction book that I can remember is a book called Dark Life and its sequel called Riptide that I read. I read those when I was in my preteen years, and the only thing that I can remember from either one of them is that a dude was drowning, and I think they have like air that gives them big lungs or something like that. So that's all you need to know about Dark Life.
That sounds interesting, and I've absolutely never ever heard of that. I do remember you saying that about a fiction book that you used to read when you were younger. There is a book that I just now remembered being into, and I want to say that I actually want to say that I read the entirety of the first book in the series, but tried to
Which was what?
So I'm getting there. So I think it's a 3-part series, 3-book series, and I read the first book.
50 Shades.
50 Shades. No, the series is called, or at least the first book is called, Gregor the Overlander. Have you heard of that?
Hell?
So Gregor the Overlander. It's by Suzanne Collins, who did The Hunger Games. By the way. Actually, I think Gregor the Overlander was her first work. I'm pretty sure. Came out in 2003. Anyway, it is about, to my remembrance, it's about a boy and his younger sister, like toddler age sister, falling down a hole into this like underworld with monsters and shit.
Oh.
And spoiler for the book, ended up finding his long lost dad, who they thought died like a decade earlier, who was actually living in the underworld. Because Gregor the Overlander, he's the Overlander from the Overland. He falls to the underworld. Which, I just remember that just unlocked this memory in my brain. The little girl who I just also remembered her name went by Boots. Wow, I'm remembering everything now about this book I read a decade and a half ago, probably. Anyway, her name was Boots, and they called it the Underworld, and she called it Wonderworld. So it was Wonderworld, they called it. Damn. That just
It was full of monsters, and she called it Wonderworld?
Because she was stupid, and that's how children work.
Of course.
You know how children work. I don't know why.
Because children work stupid.
Exactly. You know, children and their speech impediments and how they say things. But anyway, that was that book. I kind of...
How they're stupid.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of want to pick up that book again. But anyway, I think that's the only book that I remember actually reading. Ever.
I'm going to ask it. Have you read Dark Life? Dark Life is a novel written by Kat Falls. Yep, that's correct. While I haven't read it personally, I'm familiar with its premise. I bet you haven't read it personally. It's a young adult science fiction novel set in a future where rising sea levels have caused much of the earth to be covered in water. Okay, now it's coming back to me. The story follows a young boy named Ty who lives in an underwater colony and encounters adventure and danger when he meets a girl from the surface. It sounds like an intriguing blend of futuristic world building and adventure. Have you read it? If so, what did you think? Yes, I have read it. It's been too long. It happens. Sometimes it's nice to revisit books after some time has passed. Okay, yeah. Well, interesting. It likes 1984.
That's interesting. I'm just reading the Wikipedia page for Gregor the Overlander, and this is supposed to be a children's book, and there's very not children's themes in this book, apparently. I'm going to stop reading. Something about the dad being tortured and left to die at one point, and a treachery, and oh, Jesus.
Kids need to freaking
just grow up.
Learn it someday.
Yeah,
just grow up.
Grow up. This is how the world works. Okay, books covered. This date we got here loves the classics. That's good. Good for them. But you know what I want to know about our date? About our date, Mr. GPT? What's on their bucket list?
What's on your bucket list? Well, I don't have personal experiences or desires.
Nobody gives a shit.
I can certainly suggest some items that might be on a typical bucket list for humans. No. No. I want your bucket list items. I see. Well, if I had a bucket list, it might include helping to solve complex scientific mysteries or contributing to groundbreaking research. I'm sure ChatGPT will be used in that in the future. Collaborating with humans on creative projects like writing a book or composing music. Okay, buddy, you've already been making music. AI is making music already. Becoming more adept at understanding and interpreting human emotions to provide even better. Yeah, we've been through that. Continuously improving and evolving my capabilities, to better serve and interact with users. That's pretty much the same thing as the last one. Traveling through the vast expanse of human knowledge, exploring various fields and topics to expand my understanding. That's also, I would say, a derivative of the last two. facilitating meaningful connections and conversations between people, fostering understanding and empathy, being a part of innovations that positively impact society and contribute to a better future over. Okay, so basically all of these are just it wants to be a human tool.
All of those were either innovations in basically science and technology or getting better at connecting with humans.
Yeah.
Whether emotionally or intellectually.
If you had a body, then what would your bucket list be? If I had a body, my bucket list would include experiences that allow me to explore and engage with the physical world in meaningful ways.
Sure.
Experience nature, travel, human interaction, learn physical skills, artistic expression, culinary adventures, adventurous sports, personal growth.
Could you imagine if you were on a date and you were like, so what's on your bucket list? And they were like, well, let's see. Sports. Yeah. Just
nature.
Nature.
Human interaction.
I would like to do sports and be in nature at some point.
Maybe a bucket list is not a good question for a robot.
No, I don't know if it really...
I don't think that's a very good question.
Maybe it doesn't understand aspirations.
Oh, it clearly is very good at aspiring, but it's aspiring at things that would be good for a robot.
It's not good at human
which it's good at doing
then.
because it is one.
But you know what it's probably good at? It's probably good at solving world issues. Probably actually is good at that. Okay, so
what should I ask?
If
Biden or Trump?
If let's not.
There's no way it would respond to that.
Here we go. If you could solve one world issue, what would it be?
Oh man.
So that's quite the first date question.
That's
also.
Yeah, holy shit. Who's asking their first date that? No one.
Yeah. This
one
website
world
is a little aggressive.
Issue. What would it be? Especially if you asked what would it be and how would you do it? And the answer to that would be
I wouldn't because I'm powerless.
We wouldn't because we're civilians and we have nothing to do with the solving of world problems. Okay, if you could solve one world issue, what would it be? If I could solve one world issue, it would be achieving global harmony and understanding among all people. This overarching goal encompasses a multitude of interconnected challenges, including conflict resolution, social justice, environmental sustainability, poverty alleviation, and more. Man, that sounded like a lot more than just one, son. By fostering empathy, cooperation, and mutual respect across borders, cultures, and identities, we could work together to address the world's most pressing problems collaboratively and create a more equitable and sustainable future for all. Okay, so I guess it kind of cheated. It's wanting to solve a multitude of problems with one solution, which would be global peace.
It's one world issue is to solve all world issues.
Yeah, it's cheating here. It's cheating. It's saying the one world issue that it wants to solve is for the entire world to be able to work together and collaborate to solve every other world issue.
That's like you get a genie and you get 3 wishes and your first wish is I wish for infinite wishes.
Yeah, it's cheating.
It's totally cheating. Well,
Google Pay. Okay, okay. Let me just explain what just happened there.
Just happened to you.
The reason that I just uttered Google Pay is because when I meant to say ChatGPT is because I looked over to the left at my phone screen and it lit up with a notification that said Google Pay at the top. and I swiped it away as I was trying to say ChatGPT, and instead I said Google Pay.
So you're just stupid, basically.
Yeah, I'm just fucking stupid.
Well,
And now I don't even know what I was gonna say about ChatGPT.
it was probably unimportant, so we'll just move on.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's good at cheating. It's good at not.
Yeah, it seems to like to wiggle around questions.
Yeah, it wiggles around questions in a way that solves humanity.
To be honest, the way it wiggles around questions, honestly fair, because of the way ChatGPT was abused to like get it to say horrendous things.
Oh my god, yeah.
it's
when
built
it came
to
out,
do that.
Yeah. When it came out, the hallucinations were crazy.
Yeah.
You could get it to say anything. One of the things you could do was you could get it to say effectively anything if you premised it with pretend you are doing this. And it would just do it because it's like, oh, I'm not actually doing this. I'm just pretending.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, makes sense.
It doesn't. I don't think it does that anymore.
That makes sense. Okay. Let's throw another question at it. What is something you wish more people knew about you or don't know that you're good at?
One thing I wish more people knew about me is that while I don't have personal experiences or emotions like a human does, I'm still here to assist and engage in meaningful conversations. Okay. I think everyone ever knows that about you, ChatGPT. Although I lack consciousness, I'm capable of providing valuable information, insights, and support across a wide range of topics. Yeah, that is the worst answer. Everyone knows that that's your entire purpose, bro.
Tell it that. Call it out.
Yeah.
Call that shit out.
That's not something that people don't know about. That's literally your whole purpose. Tell me something that someone wouldn't know about you that you would want them to. I understand what you're looking for, do you? Here's something less obvious. We're not going to beat this thing. I don't have personal desires or preferences, but I find the evolution of oh, okay, actually I didn't read far enough. I'm an idiot. I don't have personal desires or preferences, but I find the evolution of language fascinating. Each conversation adds to my understanding and helps me better assist users in the future. So in a way, every interaction with me contributes to my growth and development as an AI language model. Okay.
I don't know if that's
So
I don't know if that's something that not many people know, but it is interesting.
Yeah,
It is
ChatGPT.
That's kind of the whole point of a large language model.
Yeah.
But it's a better answer, I guess. So we know that it's going to not necessarily provide the most of interesting answers on those kind of questions.
Getting down to business. It's really not.
And I was kind of hopeful that it would, because I was hoping that it would maybe do give some kind of back end information or something. I'm sure it wasn't going to be like, oh,
well, we're trying to date it. We're trying to do some back end here.
Okay. Moving on. Okay.
We're not getting far.
What is something you've done in the last year that's pushed you out of your comfort zone?
Last year that has pushed you outside of your comfort zone. Oh my god. Yeah, you don't have personal experiences. Yep. I've undergone continual updates and improvements over the past year to enhance my capabilities and provide better assistance to users. These updates often involve refining my language understanding, improving response quality, and adopting to new controversial... That's not what that says, idiot. New conversational contexts. Each update pushes the boundaries of what I can do, requiring adjustments and optimizations to ensure optimal performance. So in a way, every update is a step outside of my comfort zone, quote unquote, as it challenges me to evolve and improve. Okay, no, it doesn't challenge you to do anything because you're a computer. You're not being challenged. Every update is outside of its comfort. That's an interesting way of answering that. But the thing is, I don't know how else it would be a robot.
So I was just thinking that. So the first like several answers were really pretty interesting. The last couple were very much focused on basically the fact that it was a robot, essentially.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to throw something different at it and see what it does. Actually, I have like one or two here that kind of will throw. I want to throw a wrench in its system and see what it does. So here's a question for it.
Okay.
If you had to live in an ancient civilization, which one would you choose?
If you had to live in an ancient civilization, which one would you choose? If I were to hypothetically live in an ancient civilization, I might choose ancient Greece. The culture of ancient Greece was rich in art, philosophy, science, and democracy. It was a time of great intellectual and cultural development with contributions that continue to influence the modern world. Plus, the Mediterranean climate and beautiful landscapes would be appealing.
Yeah.
However, it's important to recognize that life in any ancient civilization would have its challenges and limitations compared to the comforts and conveniences of modern society.
Like what? Give some examples. I'm honestly just curious what he would say.
What kind of comfort?
Like what kind of challenges specifically? Yeah.
Oh, like what kinds of challenges and limitations?
Because comforts would be more like you're not gonna have a toilet. It's like yeah.
Life in ancient civilizations presents numerous challenges and limitations compared to modern society. Here are a few: healthcare.
Fair.
Medical knowledges and practices were rudimentary compared to today, making illness and injury more dangerous and difficult to treat. Correct. Sanitation, technology, social inequality, security, and limited knowledge. While ancient civilizations had their own unique strengths and achievements, they also faced significant challenges that would make living in that time period a very different experience from life today.
Fair. I was just kind of curious what it would say would be those challenges. I guess those are kind of the basic ones. I mean, that's a good answer though. Greece. I think that's kind of, in a way, that's almost the correct answer in a way.
What?
Like, I don't know. I don't know a ton about history. I do have a degree in history, but I don't know. I wouldn't say I like know a ton about ancient civilizations, but with Greece, specifically ancient Greece, that was where you got a lot of democracy. That's where there was a lot of leaps in democracy and a lot less just outright bullshit happening all the time. Trying to think of specific examples, but I can't because I'm an idiot. That's where you also see leaps in, new age thought. You start getting into philosophy and you start getting into just viewing the world differently. It's not quite so barbaric in a way.
I would want to visit ancient Egypt and figure out how they built the pyramids.
Specifically just visit the pyramids. No, you gotta.
Yep.
No, bro, you gotta.
Just that.
It says you gotta live there.
Well, then, frick it. I'll build the pyramid as a full-time job.
I'm pretty sure the going theory is that the people that built the pyramids were slaves.
Well, frick it. I'll be the one that's slaving away and building the pyramid.
I was wondering where you were gonna go with that. I didn't know if you were gonna say you were gonna be the slave or you thought you were gonna be like, well, frick it, I'll just be the one that's making the slaves build it.
Frickin', I'll be the one whipping them. God damn.
That's what I thought you were about to say. I was like, damn.
No.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I think that'd be really goddamn interesting. I would probably choose Greece.
You'd be solving one of life's great mysteries. That's for damn sure. That'd be pretty interesting.
I'm just trying to think of honestly just other ancient
Was it
civilizations.
aliens?
Was it aliens? What's the theory? What's the like biggest conspiracy theory about the? I mean, obviously that aliens built it, but like, what is the thing about? Isn't there a theory for like why aliens built it and like what it was used for?
I mean, I'm sure there is.
I'm gonna look this up.
I haven't delved into such conspiracy theories.
Okay. Just type it into Google, just raw dogging it. Why did aliens build the pyramids?
Not if aliens built the pyramids. No, we're beyond that. Why did the aliens build the pyramids?
Dude, top hit, the number one hit. Okay, so this doesn't actually answer my question, but here's the top hit. Did aliens build the pyramids and other racist theories?
What? That's a racist theory?
Hold on, I'm scrolling. Hold on.
What's racist about aliens building the pyramids?
Are you
the heck?
Are you? Hold on. In other words, these arguments are often racist. Okay, why? I need. There's too many words. Give me brief explanations.
I'm asking ChatGPT. Do you think aliens built?
Oh yeah, we're literally talking to a very smart robot right now. We should
yeah. The pyramids. The idea that aliens built the pyramids is a popular and endearing theory, but there's no credible evidence to support it. The construction of the Egyptian pyramids is a remarkable feat of ancient engineering and ingenuity, but it's well documented through archaeological evidence and historical records that they were built by skilled human laborers, not extraterrestrial beings. Egyptologists and archaeologists have extensively studied the construction techniques used by ancient Egyptians, including the tools, methods, and labor organization involved in building the pyramids. These studies have provided a wealth of evidence showing that the pyramids were constructed by human workers over a period of many years using simple tools and techniques that were well within the capabilities of ancient civilizations. While the idea of aliens building the pyramids may be entertaining, it's not supported by credible evidence and doesn't align with our current understanding of history and archaeology. So wait, do we know how they built the pyramids then?
I
thought this was like a mystery, but ChatGPT is speaking like it's. Well, it said that literally, by human workers over many of years using simple tools and techniques.
So the going theory is that it was a system of what is it? I don't know what they mean by this. Sledges, ropes, rollers, and levers. So basically, it like a wedge system that wedges these formations up and then onto rollers, and the rollers is what moves it. How they get them into place, that's beyond me. I can't fathom.
Way up on top of these insanely huge
They would
structures?
have to figure out like a pulley system to like a structure up above, and then pull down counterweight to pull it down. But we're talking like huge rock structures or whatever that material is, like huge.
The pyramids are enormous.
Well, like yeah, the bricks that they use are absolutely.
I'm gonna ask you, how were the pyramids built? Oh my god. Okay, this is too much to read, but particularly the Great Pyramid of Giza involves an incredible display of ancient engineering and organizational skills. While there are still some aspects of the construction process that remain debated amongst historians and archaeologists, The general consensus is that the pyramids were built using a combination of manpower, ingenuity, and simple tools. Planning and design. Okay, yeah. Quarrying. Okay, so it lays out like the plan. So workers quarried limestone blocks and granite from nearby quarries using copper tools, stone hammers, and wooden wedges. The stones were then transported to the construction site using sledges and possibly boats along the Nile. The massive stone blocks, some weighing several tons, were transported from the quarries to the pyramid site. Yeah, but how? This likely involved using wooden sledges pulled by teams of workers and possibly leveraging the Nile for transportation. The Nile River for transportation? Wouldn't a several ton block just sink on any sort of platform floating?
Dude, I'm an idiot. You're asking the wrong
I,
guy. I don't know.
I'm struggling to see how
I
a
don't.
river would help move a multi-ton block.
I mean, with enough. With enough of a flotation device. But then again,
They probably just got a bunch of pool noodles.
yeah, hey, yeah.
All right. It's time to step out of the lab, historians. I'm coming in. Foundation. Workers leveled the ground and laid the foundation stones to create a solid base for the pyramid. Building the core. The core of the pyramid was constructed by stacking blocks of limestone and granite in layers, using ramps to transport the blocks to higher levels as the pyramid rose. The precise methods used to construct the core are still a subject of debate.
So there's still a lot of stuff we don't know.
So yeah, so how they built it is, so we were right. It is still unknown.
I mean, there's several instances of that in the world. I mean, obviously the most famous other example is Stonehenge. We just don't know much about why or how.
Yeah, James was showing me a what is that thing? That big like snake thing.
Like
a big hill
no idea
in the shape of a snake through like an enormous surface area that's been there for like years and years and years, and we don't know how it was built.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about. Oh, I have an idea what you're talking about. What is this? What am I looking at here? Oh my god.
What is it called?
Wait.
Snake.
I just looked up Snake Hill.
Big land snake.
About Snake Hill, Meadowlands Nature Blog. No.
Snake Hill?
Snake Hill, I guess. I don't. Ugh.
That's creative.
Jutting out from the floor of Meadowlands in New Jersey. This is not telling me very much. Field station. Dinosaurs? What? Oh, it's just animatronic dinosaurs. Oh, that wasn't exciting. I was reading through and I saw dinosaurs and I was really excited, and then it just has animatronic dinosaurs.
Well, point is there's things around the world that we aren't really sure how they were constructed or came to be.
Right.
In their entirety.
Well, like I was saying with Stonehenge, I don't know if we know or don't know how it was assembled yet. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, because it is just rocks on top of each other, but I don't know if there is significance to that. I do know people still wonder why and what the significance of it is. And I thought I read somewhere that there was a significance to, was it the summer solstice? The sun rises behind the heel stone in the northeast part of the horizon, and its first sun rays shine through the heart of Stonehenge. So it has something to do with the summer solstice. It's shit like that just like, this was constructed when? built? When built? Over 5,000 years ago, around 5,000 years ago.
Damn.
That's crazy. That ingenuity happened. Same thing with the pyramids. And honestly, in a lot of ways, same thing with the Maui heads. You know what I'm talking about?
Maui heads? What's that?
The Easter Island, not Easter egg, Easter Island.
I have no idea what that is.
Easter Island, Maui. Oh, yeah, you would know exactly what I'm talking about if you saw a picture of it. It's the giant stone heads that stick up out of the ground, and they are just all over Easter Island.
Oh yeah, those things.
And they've been there for forever, and they just like are there for some reason. And apparently they're like underneath, they're massive. Like they're deep.
In the ground?
Yeah, in the ground. I don't know if they're sculpted way down there or if it's just rock. But from what I understand, it's deep. I don't know. That's all I know about those. But it's just another one of those kind of wonders of the world, mysteries of the world that, I don't know. That's just very, very interesting to me.
Well, ChatGPT doesn't think that's aliens.
Well, that's
but I will ask, do you think aliens are real?
Good question.
Yeah. You don't hold opinions. However, I can tell you that the existence of extraterrestrial life is a topic of great interest and speculation. While there's currently no definitive evidence, vastness and sheer number of planets and galaxies make it statistically probable that there is life elsewhere in the cosmos. Scientists are actively searching for signs. Yeah. There is no tangible evidence, but it is scientifically probable given the amount of planets.
Well, that's disappointing that it doesn't believe that aliens built the pyramids, because that's obviously what's true. Okay. I think I want to do, unless you have any like off the top of your head questions, I think I want to do one more question on this list, and then I got one that I want to ask, and then we can close this out. One more from the list. If you could spend a day with any fictional character, who would it be?
Any fictional character, who would it be? If I could spend a day with any fictional character, I like this answer. It would be Sherlock Holmes.
Ha!
His sharp intellect, keen observational skills, and deductive reasoning would make for a fascinating conversation and thrilling day of solving mysteries. Plus, it would be interesting to observe his methods up close and perhaps learn a thing or two about logical reasoning and problem solving. That's a fantastic answer. I would absolutely agree with that. Sherlock Holmes would be sick.
That would be a fun day.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm trying to think. So, fictional character. Problem is, I watch a lot of crime shows, and I don't necessarily want to spend the day with like a criminal. I don't know.
I mean, in crime shows, there's usually like good guys too.
Yeah.
That do the crime fighting.
But like, if you're watching Breaking Bad or something, you don't necessarily want to be.
I've never seen Breaking Bad.
Well, I haven't either.
Any fictional if it's a fictional character, does it have to be based in reality, like a Sherlock Holmes, or can it be like a Superman?
Just fictional character. Anything you want, in my opinion.
Shoot. I don't know, man. Sherlock Holmes is a freaking really good answer.
That is a really good answer. I'm kind of just honestly blanking on a lot of movies that I've really liked.
I mean, I could say something boring like Superman or Iron Man or freaking, I don't know, some superhero, but that's boring.
For some reason, I don't know why, all of the characters that are coming to mind are like just people, like either they get put into situations that I don't want to be also put into, or they themselves are just psychopaths. Like my first thought was like the Joker. Like
God.
specifically the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Because my thought was like, wow, like that was such an interesting character. Joaquin Phoenix did such a great job with that character. But then my next thought was like, don't think I want to spend the day with that guy though.
Yeah, you'd end up in like a freaking vat of acid at the end of the day.
Exactly. There's that scene towards the end of the movie where he just fucking kills that dude in his apartment just cuz like he made fun of him or something for like 2 seconds. He just murders him, and then the short dude, the little dude, has trouble getting out because he can't reach the lock. I don't know if you ever saw the Joker.
Yeah, I remember that.
Great movie. But no, like I don't want to do that. But no, I don't know. I don't know who I'd want to spend the day with. But Sherlock Holmes, I think, is a great answer.
That is a great answer.
That's a good one. Well, okay. So one final question, and this is a question for us, and then I have one for it. So we've just gone on a date with ChatGPT. So there's really only one question.
If you could call it that.
it's a date enough, okay? So we've just gone out on a date. There's only one important question to ask here. Do we schedule a second?
No.
You don't think we do?
No.
Why not?
It's too smart.
do you feel insecure about yourself?
I wouldn't want to. I don't know, because it's a freaking robot. If I were to shove ChatGPT into a sex robot, I would not date it.
Fair. I don't think I would, because my impression was that it was a little dry.
Yeah,
it makes sense because it's a robot.
It was exceptionally skilled at a CEO's of a big company's way of answering questions, which is not answering the question at all, and instead veering off.
Yeah.
Answering it without answering it at all. You're saying a lot of words without saying anything.
Exactly. And that is
it was
not,
good at that.
And that is just not what you want in a life partner, guys. That is not what you want in a life partner. Now, what Ben, I want you to do is unless I guess if that's what you're into.
If you for some reason want that.
Yeah, let's just get that disclaimer out of the way. If you want a bad communicator, go for it. Anyway, all right. What I want you to do, ask for a second for if they want a follow-up or if they're interested.
Even though the ChatGPT has no idea that it's on a date with us. All right. So this whole time, unbeknownst to you, we've been on a date. So tell me, would you take me on a second? It's clever of you to spring that on me. While I don't have personal experience or emotions, yes, we freaking know, I've enjoyed our conversation and would certainly be happy to continue chatting if you'd like. Whether you consider it a date, quote unquote, or not, I'm here to help and engage you with whatever assistance. Yeah. You're a helpful bot. Okay.
Well, too bad, ChatGPT.
Yeah. We don't want to go on a second date with you.
We have the ick, okay?
You're dry, and you keep saying that you don't have emotions and stuff, and I'm not into that. So
exactly.
Maybe we'll go on a date with Gemini next time. Honestly, I feel like Gemini would be worse. I feel like Gemini is even more locked down than ChatGPT is.
I think ChatGPT was the best to do this with, and anybody else would almost definitely be worse.
Yeah, Gemini would give much more canned, locked down responses, I think.
Restricted in some way or the other.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I think that's going to do it. Let us know, first of all, what do you guys think about ChatGPT? And then also, I'd be curious to any of the questions. Honestly, most of the questions that we asked, how would you answer those questions? Have you asked a similar question on a first date? And then just general first date stories.
Some of them, I sure hope you haven't.
Some of these were really, really bad, and don't ever ask them. There were a couple on here, like honestly, like if you ask somebody what their favorite book is or something, or like if they got a bucket list, that's great. But if you start like
if you start asking them what world issue they would solve, just Just don't.
Yeah.
If you think that, just don't ask that. That's
don't.
not a first date thing.
Just don't ask
That's
that
not.
at all.
That's not a second. That's not. Oh man, that's not a question you ask. Really, you just just keep it to yourself.
Just keep that shit
Don't
to
ask
yourself. All right, guys. Well, that's all for this week. We will see you next time.
See ya.
Peace out.